I was going out for my bicycle ride. There was a knock at the door. 2 chaplains were there. I remember when I first looked out, I couldn't, so like, what are you there? And I just went to the ground. You expected it to happen there. You didn't expect it to happen here.
Yeah.
We thought everything was good here. Back home, everybody's safe.
I used to always tell him that he was the best job I'd ever had. I frequently told him that I just loved being his mom. From the time he can walk and talk, Austin wanted to chase the bad guy, and he always wanted to be in the military, and I was always trying to talk him out of it, but always wanting to chase the bad guy. So off to a military college he went. Shortly after graduating from VMI, Austin wanted to get his Ranger tab, so off to Fort Benning he went.
One morning I got a call from him. At that time, Austin was a platoon leader. There was attempted suicide, and Austin spent the night in the hospital with, one of his men. And I said, well, where's the help? He goes, well, they're here. He goes, but, he's mine. So he spent the whole night. And I remember him saying, he goes, they don't teach you this stuff, at VMI when you graduate, because you're graduating as an officer. I said, Austin, if they told you all these things, you're pulling guys out of bars, out of brigs, out of this, that, and the other, but if they told you you're going to deal with suicides, you're going to deal with this, you're going to deal with that, nobody would want to become an officer. He wanted to make sure everybody around him was strong, so he would, set them straight and work with them. I mean, one of the guys would say, whenever they would go on their rucks, you're going to put 30 pounds, he's got 30 pounds in his pack, and he's doing it with them. And
Austin always saw his Joes as his brothers, not as subordinates. Austin and his company were placed with special forces in Afghanistan for 9 months. And it was not the plan, so they had a lot of pressure on them. And the first time he was able to come visit us here in Southport, we were outside, and one of the neighbors came over, just so excited to see Austin back from Afghanistan. She said, Austin, I am sure you're so glad to be back from Afghanistan. And Austin said, no, not really. Well, that was the first comment that Austin made that I did not understand. She didn't understand either, and she asked, well, Austin, why do you say that? And he said, because I had purpose. I had real purpose over there.
Watching TV, and then something would happen, and I would not tell my wife. They would say something, passed away or died in Afghanistan, and so I'd sit. You wait a couple of days because they would give the names out. You wait for the car to come down the road.
And unbeknownst to most, he was struggling with his PTSD.
I was going out for my bicycle ride. There was a knock at the door. And 2 chaplains were there. I remember when I first looked out, I couldn't, so like, what are you there? And I just went to the ground. You expected it to happen there. You didn't expect it to happen here.
Yeah.
We thought everything was good here. Back home, everybody's safe. Our neighbors, both sides of the street, hundreds of flags in all the yards. And I'm sure that's almost everywhere USA, but over here it was just a beautiful thing that happened.
I'm very proud of my son. He gallantly fought those demons, but they won the night of September 7.
When that demon hits, it hits. It was not our son.
It was not our son's intention.
No, it was.
He was fighting it so hard.
Yep, it was just overtook him.
We never thought our son would have PTSD. Never.
No.
He was so strong.
Our son was 6'3", big, strong. Our son could go over and fight the battle and fight to win, and never thought that PTSD was in his mind at all. The day that he died by suicide, we were exchanging texts, and I was telling him I finally broke 100 on golf, and we were joking back and forth. And then after that, he went to Walmart. He contacted his roommate, going to Walmart, and I'm getting food for the week. So he did the week shopping, gets back, and then hours later, I mean, it was just, to be here a week before he passed away, he hit it so well.
Within a few days after Austin died, Kevin and I decided that we needed to pick up where Austin left, helping his Joes. My son was always there, helping them in their need, and so we have picked up that battalion, and we're there. If I can touch the hearts and souls of these soldiers and persuade them to go get help, this mama is happy. And I've also wanted to strongly provide off-base free resources. I knew that that was imperative with the stigma that's associated with these soldiers and getting help, so that I can refer my soldiers to these resources. The statistics are blaring that so many more soldiers die of their PTSD battle wounds than die actually on hostile ground. It is very much a part of the battle wounds. I was looking for an organization that could provide free therapy, because I knew that there's a terrible stigma for soldiers there at Fort Bragg to go get help. And I thought, I'm going to pretend I'm a soldier. I'm going to ask for assistance. I needed to be able to trust Stop Soldier Suicide before I was going to refer any soldier to them. I even one time called their 24/7 helpline because I wanted to see, am I going to get somebody? I immediately got a response that someone would be calling me within 24 hours, and that you don't call them if only you think you have suicide ideation, because they are so much more than that. I love how they're there, they're engaging, that they're available, their frequent and readiness to help. It's just not a one-time call, it's a relationship, and it goes on for months, if not years.
At 18 years old, everybody's invincible until you put a uniform on and you're willing to die for your country. Stop Soldier Suicide, they know it's like. They've been there, they've done it. And any help that we can give, as little or as much as it is, that can keep them going, to keep their 24-hour hotline going, hire another person to help somebody up. So when somebody picks up the phone, you know, it's kind of like whether you give $100 a month or $1,000 a month or a one-time, just knowing that you're giving back.
I want someone to pick up that 24/7 line.
Yep.
That costs money. And based on my experience, when a soldier or a vet fills out that I need help button, I want a response. I want them to receive a response within 24 hours. That costs money.
Right.
There are so many resources that Stop Soldier Suicide is trying to provide to these soldiers and vets, and it all costs money.
Yep.
But our soldiers and our vets, we need these warriors.
Austin was our only child, so this is what our legacy will be. To work with organizations like this and to give back. That's makes us feel good, actually.
Yeah, we are reminded of that lesson our son taught. What is the worth of having anything if you can't give to others in need?
So, per request, I was asked if I could play tanks. So, I'm going to start the day playing tanks. So, what I might do is break this up into a couple different streams. So, basically, the way YouTube works is when you set your stream up, you set it up with the game you're going to play. And then if you switch games, it still reverts to that first game. So I'm going to play tanks for a little while. I don't know exactly how long. I'm good for probably 3 hours or so of tanks. And then I'm like, you know, I want to do something else, depending on how the day is going. If the battles are really terrible and their face rolls, then I'll probably, you know, that makes it harder to get a good day in. But there's a couple of the games that I kind of want to touch on a little bit. I mean, obviously, if I don't get to those games, I will probably play them at 9:30 tonight, one of them. So, basically the plan was to go from 10 to 6. I'm still probably going to do that. I'm just going to maybe take a break halfway through and switch games. So the stream will probably go down and then come back up with another game, because I want each game to be represented in the list, so that people can they know which game they're jumping into. I did that last Monday. I did that. I switched games, and people were still popping in to see if it was whatever game I originally started with. So I don't know. We're going to go from there. I'm going to start this raid thing over here. I think I'm going to play this. I haven't tried it yet. Today's the last, tomorrow. I guess today's the last day. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time messing around with this. I have no idea what it is, but we're going to try it anyways. I don't even know how to start. Oh. At all. So, I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing, so. But we'll try it and see. From what I understand, it's 3-on-3. There's 3 teams of 3. Something like that. So. We'll try it. Normally, I don't get into their little gimmick games. I focus too much because I kind of feel like the game, grinding through the game is hard enough as it is, and when you take time away from your grind to do other things that don't support the grind, then it's It's not as much fun. It's gonna be one of those days. Nope. Gonna be one of those days. But I have some missions to get caught up on too. So I'm actually wondering if it put me in the game or not. For sure. Oh, you're gonna. There we go. Ooh.
Let me find you a new one.
Hey, what's up, Doc? Thanks for popping in. Hope your day is going well. I have no idea what I'm doing right now.
Our base is being robbed.
I have no idea what I'm doing. I just wanted to try this before it went away. The red team. Let me go over here and support my green.
New presents. They will make this emptiness disappear.
Oh, there is a snipe. Okay. Are we gonna die? I don't know.
That wasn't very Christmassy of them.
Yeah, it's a mod. It's kind of a World of Tanks mod, I guess. It's a, oh man, right at your spawn. That turret does a lot of damage.
Oh my, how did that happen? You'll need to wait a bit.
I don't know. They do these little things for Christmas and stuff. They had one that was 8-bit. That was pretty cool. This one, I don't know. I don't know what this one is. I haven't. This is the first time I've tried it. It's been available all week, but I haven't spent any time with it. So I thought I'd start the morning off goofing around with it.
Something is drawing us to the center.
Oh, they're grabbing presents from somewhere. All right, I'm gonna stick with these guys. I'm guessing that's what you got to do. Steal presents from the center. Okay, you got to bring presents back to your square. I get it. I don't know.
Team Purple is very strong. Time for a raid.
Oh, you can heal. All right. Did that wrong. That's crazy.
Very Christmassy of them.
That's crazy. All right, so 42. So purple's winning. We're second. Yellow team is losing. Let's hurry up and finish this dude off. Okay. Let's grab these presents. I don't know how that works. Oh, all right, that's how it works. Sadly, I haven't been able to play it. I haven't been able to get it installed. So let's go raid yellow. Yeah, I haven't been able to. I've tried a number of different things, and I just can't. No matter what I do, I can't do it. They say that delete.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Can I steal their presents?
Baby, it's gonna be cold.
I tried to steal their presents.
Didn't go so well.
Yeah,
Don't
they
worry. I have another one for you. Somewhere.
they tell you. So they tell you to delete the folder and user app data. They tell you to delete the folder in the C drive. What else? So when you do that,
Let's grab those presents and get out of
oh, it's freaking icy. That is crazy.
Oh my.
Oh, that was weird. Sucks.
Wait a bit.
We need to win. Yeah, so you got to delete the core punk folder out of your C drive, and then you got to delete the folder and app data. I've tried that probably 100 different times, and I just can't get it to work. So I've kind of given up a little bit.
We made it to second place.
Oh, damn. All right, now that I know what to do, that's kind of neat. It's kind of neat. So I'm kind of bummed. So I put my attention on Wayfinder. So Wayfinder is another game much like Artificial Core that they put a lot of effort into and got the short end of the stick. Okay, so what happens now It's weird. All right, so it's a completely different server, I guess. But all right, enough of that. That's a fun little thing, but I'd rather play regular. Yeah. Well, so the thing is, like, tech service has been really good. So tech service with artificial core has been really, really, I mean, I shouldn't say really good. They, so I put in a request to reset my password. I didn't hear nothing back for 6 days. So I used a second email to register my account and play. And then when this stuff started happening, I went on their Discord and I put in a thing, and I got flamed by somebody, and then they started following me around in the Discord. So I just reached out to Artificial Core on my own and said, this is the problem that I have. So they told me to, basically what they told me to do was go to the thing, uninstall the installer. They said to go into users, app data, local, and delete the artificial core folder. Then they told me to go into my C drive into games and delete that folder. Then they told me to shut off my, if I was running a VPN, to shut that off. And then they told me to shut off my antivirus, which most people probably don't want to do that. But this computer doesn't do anything except play games. So I'm like, why not, right? So I did. I uninstalled, or I tried shutting it off, couldn't get it to shut off properly, so I uninstalled it completely. And then I went through the whole thing. So it'll do a download, it'll start downloading, and then as it's downloading, and it varies. Sometimes it gets to 25%, sometimes it gets to 3%. But it'll tell you how fast it's downloading. That timer, or that data thing, will slowly drop. And then it'll go right to 0, and then nothing. And it doesn't matter what you do after that, you're stuck. So, I even tried, because I run off on Starlink internet. So I was wondering, well, maybe that's it. So I did a little hotspot through my phone and did wireless, did the same thing. So I don't know what else to do. I was actually tempted to take my system into work and see if I could do it that way, but I don't know. But yeah, so Wayfinder it's a unique game as well. It was going to be an MMO. I did early access. I got in the first day you were in. So they were working with Digital Extremes, and Digital Extremes was supposed to, from what I understand, DE was supposed to run the servers and stuff. And they based on people that prepaid, so they set up servers to handle the prepaid people, but they didn't realize the people that were going to buy the game, that were going to pay to get in, because it was supposed to be a free game with battle passes and stuff. And they didn't anticipate so many people would download and get into the game. So when I first logged in, there was 25,000 players waiting to get in. And it was a mess. And the worst thing was, like, just to get into the game took that long, but anytime you entered a dungeon, you also had to wait in a queue. So, and that the game you basically run in dungeons. There's a little bit of open world stuff, but a lot of stuff is just dungeon running. It's very similar to Warframe in a lot of ways. It's not so much now, but it was then. And so you're highly dependent on getting into into a dungeon. And when people had to sit in queue for every dungeon, it was terrible. So Digital Extremes backed out of their support. They handed the IP back to to Airship Syndicate. And Airship Syndicate took 6 months. They shut the game down for 6 months. And they kind of retooled it to be a single player game that you can invite friends to play. So you can play with 2 friends or 3 friends, I think, as long as they all have the game. They also went, and anything that was going to be in the battle pass, so it has a battle pass where as you play you get keys, and the keys you unlock new items in like a battle pass format. It's kind of like a map basically, and any of the stuff that was going to be in the store for you to buy, the cosmetics and stuff, now drop in the open world as you're fighting. They just drop randomly. So they redid the whole thing, and it's a completely different game. It's the same game, but it has a completely different feel to it. You can drop into a dungeon whenever you want. It's to me, it's well worth the I think it's $25. So they went from a free service game to a pay game, and they only charge like $25. And it's a lot of fun. I think one of my characters is level like 14 or 15. I have heard, so all the dungeons they're all the same pieces like a puzzle, but they're in various different order. So you may come across, the dungeons may feel the same, I guess, after a while. But still, I think the combat is great. I love the hit point structure and all the graphics. It's kind of like a Fortnite type graphic setup. Kind of. I guess it's not quite. It's more like a League of Legends, I guess, type of graphic dynamic. But it's a really neat. It's a cool game. I like it. I plan on playing it tonight at 9:30 or so, or maybe this afternoon. We'll see. We'll see how today goes. I got to get caught up on missions and stuff like that. And it was requested by one of my subs to start the day off with tanks. So, because normally December is tank day, tank month. I usually play World of Tanks for the month of December, only because of their season thing. It's really, really cool. So, I told him I would do it. I want to get up here. No RD? Cool. But yeah, as long as you have friends on Steam, as long as you, yeah, that's all you need is Steam friends to play it. Ah, he shouldn't have went. He pushed too far out, in my opinion. But I'm gonna do the same. Mistakenly. Yeah, he made a mistake going that far over. All we do is track that guy and he's done. I'm just gonna cover myself from him. Ah, damn it. Yeah. He's peppering my backside. I don't know how he's hitting me, but he is. I'm gonna die. I pushed too far up.